Hello, it's Nikki. So today I'm using that word that I don't use very often because it doesn't feel like me, but I'm going to be talking about investing in yourself. And I get loads of questions about this, and I am part of lots of conversations around this topic. So I just thought I'd share some pointers which may help you along the way to really work out where you want to go next. And yesterday, I guess this is why I'm sharing it today, because yesterday I made a big payment, a payment which is a 12-month commitment, and it felt scary. Yes, it did. It felt scary. And do you know what? It always does. And I was talking to Matt, my partner, about this, and he was like, but you've done loads of these things before. Like, this is not something new for you. And of course it isn't. And as I reflected on this, I have been investing in myself since I was about 16 years old. So 25 years, this is not something brand new for me. But equally, it's still a skill that needs to be taken care of, because I don't feel like any of us are particularly set up to say, I love investing in myself. I have all the resources. I have no negative feelings about doing this. Because most of the time when we think about spending money on ourselves, it's usually been taught that it's okay if it is a physical situation. So get yourself something nice to wear. Oh, go and get your hair done. Go and get your nails done. But as soon as we start talking about big sums of income, spending it on our mindset, on our business, on really going for what it is that we want, there seems to be a bit of fuzziness and maybe a bit of shame or an embarrassment, or people go around the houses because they don't feel like it's their time or they haven't got the money, and there's so much that comes up. And believe me, every emotion that you might be thinking of right now, I have experienced in myself. And it was interesting how it came up again yesterday. As I said, even though I've done so many things over the years, it still came up. There still came some emotions, some thoughts, some sitting on the fence, some faffing around. So if you're in a place where you're going, I really need to do something. I know I've got to, but you're feeling all the feels. That's okay as well. But do explore further what is actually going on. So when I was 16, I really started to, there were other areas where I was so not together as a teenager, but business-wise, I probably was. So already at 16, I was looking at different courses. I knew that I wanted to go to drama school at 18. And up until that point, I'd only really done school plays and some youth theatre stuff. And I had been a part of something with the National Theatre as well, but it was very small and not insignificant, but I definitely wasn't like a Sylvia Young stage school kid. So it was on a very sort of local level. So at that point, I was like, right, I need to up my skill set a bit. And that continued as I went to drama school, which was a fee-paying school. I went there for 3 years. There was always something to learn. There was always something that would be happening on a Tuesday evening, or, we've got this singing expert coming in, or a voice coach, or a movement thing. There was always other things to add on. And so very quickly, I got used to not staying still and realizing that if I wanted to get to where I wanted to get to, I needed to keep myself sharp, essentially. I think that's the only way to say it, that I wasn't going to be one of those people who could just stay still. And certainly in this market, I don't think any of us can. I don't think any of us can just go, I'm good at what I do. I don't think we can be complacent. I think we always have to keep looking left and right. And that is not to scare you. That's not to put fear into you, but just to make yourself aware of that. And sometimes it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It doesn't have to be thousands of pounds. It's sometimes going, gosh, I really struggle with this, or I've got this niggly injury. Maybe I should go and have a massage or go and have it looked at, or any of these things. And as I've gone through my 20s and my 30s, I've continued again and again to invest in myself at a greater or a lesser degree. And there have been some moments where I've gone all in, where I've paid big, chunky amounts of money to do something. Then there's been shorter courses, group programs that I've done. There's been seminars, masterclasses, short courses where I've been able to sit and learn on my sofa whilst feeding my baby or having my baby sleeping next to me in a very safe way, of course. But I've got what I've needed to in order to take me to the next level. And yesterday, I knew that this particular offering was what I needed next. After I did my 12 months of working with a coach last year, I had a big reflection period of like, right, okay, I've got that. And that really worked. And I work really well in this way, because this is the thing also. This is a personal decision. This is about you really getting to know yourself and how you work and what you're all about. Because there's absolutely no point in getting support in any situation if you don't have that resonance with that particular support. So if you don't connect with it, or if you don't feel like it's going to work for you, do you know what? It's not. So when I was thinking about what next, I simply asked myself that question first and foremost. What next? Where am I going? What is my plan for the next 6 months, a year? And I really sat in that place of asking myself where I'm going. So the Z point, essentially. And then I looked at where I was. This is typical coaching stuff. And I also looked at what was the gap. So what was going to take me from where I am right now to where I wanted to get to. Essentially, it's that moment that if you're going on a long drive, asking yourself what kind of petrol and how much petrol do you need in order to get you there. So I started from that point. I started from my life goals, not because somebody was like, you should come and join a mastermind now because you're 10 years in business or anything like that. No, I trust myself like I trust you to make these decisions. So once I knew the kind of support that I was looking for, I started to look around. I started to really get to know these people who were doing what it was that I wanted to do. And I really asked myself, what are the results that they've got for people? What are the results that they've got for themselves? Or are they just talking entrepreneurial, fluffy BS? Sorry if you've got any kids listening. But I really went in like, what are the results? And I started to make inquiries. I started to ask questions to these people of, this is what I want. Would you be able to help me to do this? Are the results that you've had, are they with people who have been in my situation? So I had to ask myself all of those things first and foremost. The second thing, I always do this every time. How do I like to work? I've actually realized that I like a lot of independent work, but I also like a lot of one-to-one work. I don't necessarily like being in massive big programs. I like to have that sort of intimacy and things like that. But also, and this sounds incredibly selfish as I say it, but I know that I'm being honest with you as well, so it's important that I share. Because in my own business, in my own brand, I give so much coaching, time, energy, support to my clients, I don't necessarily, I'm not in that, and to my children and to my partner and family, etc. I'm not necessarily in that place where at the moment I want to be in one of those group situations where it's like we all help each other and we're all answering each other's questions all the time. No, I actually want to pay for the support where I get the answers that are going to be helpful for me. So yeah, I hope that's not too raw, and I hope you don't think I'm a terrible person, but this is just me being honest and working with the energy and how I like to work right now. I also look at my own patterns and personality and what is going on in my life right now. I know that I like accountability. I know that I like time where I can digest materials, where I can work on something specific, and then I can do stuff with it, and then I can go back to somebody and say, this is what I've worked on, this is what I'm thinking, what are your thoughts here? I'm really struggling with X, Y, and Z, etc. So I know my own personality and my own patterns of behavior. What are yours? 2 more. How can you feel safe? I have noticed this again and again, that there might have been some of the best coaches or online support or whatever it might be, but there has been something in me where I haven't felt safe. I haven't felt like I would be accepted. I would feel like it would bring, and this is all my stuff, of course it is, where because I hadn't done the thing that they've done already, they would be like, oh no, oh Nikki, don't worry. You are a complete mess, but we will sort you out. I don't like that kind of vibe at all. And in order to feel safe, I know in order to go to the next level as well, in order to do that, I need to be able to be vulnerable. And that's not in a group setting either. That's saying to a coach, do you know what? I am really struggling with this and I know why it is. And can you help me unpick it? So I don't want somebody to immediately give me the solution, a generic solution. I want somebody to be able to sit and go, almost like I would with one of my children. It's all right. Let's sit on the sofa. Let's work it out. Let's get a piece of paper and a pen. Let's get a snack. Let's sit down. So I know that safety part is really important. And certainly as a coach myself, it's a very important part of my job and making sure that my clients feel safe as well. Finally, does this feel like the right move for now? And what will happen a year from now if I take this move? And a year from now if I don't? I like to work through the whole process. Because sometimes that is the moment for me where I go, I need to pay for this. I need to pay for it. Where's my card? I need to do it right now. Because fast forwarding the tape to a year from now and going, gosh, do I want to be in the same spot? Or if I just pay for this now, then I'm going to be able to gallop through this process and know what I'm doing rather than spending every single hour Googling something. So I allow myself to play this through. And that works on the flip side as well. Like, can I just do this myself? Am I getting caught up with this person? Like, is it because I like their tops? Have they got great earrings? Is it because they travel all the time? Is that what I'm actually falling in love with here? Or am I falling in love with the potential results for me and for my business? So I hope that has been useful. If you're listening to this and you're like, Nikki, I've kind of been thinking about working with you for a while yet, and I'm a bit scared and I don't know what to expect, and I've heard your voice on a podcast, but I still don't know what is the next step for me, please reach out. I'm laughing as I say reach out because it's such a generic phrase. No, message me, email me, hello@nikkiraby.com, and let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation, free 15-minute session. I'm not going to ask for your long card details on the phone. If I can help, I will make some suggestions, and if I can't, I will send you on your merry way with hopefully some great tools as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, please rate, review, subscribe, and I love you lots. Bye.